Well, we're going to do a little follow-up on the Saturn. Most of you may know from the video that I posted about the Saturn, about the morning I got up, and through just determination, it was a car that I was going to sell that day. We'd had it in inventory for a little while, and it was a good car, and I had really just stayed hard and firm on my price. And that morning, I just decided, hey, this car, I'm going to sell it. I'm going to get my price for it. And so anyway, as I said in the video earlier, that we spiffed it up that day and got it looking good. And the customer did show up, or the prospect showed up from Facebook advertising. And he drove about 60 miles to get here from a Facebook ad. Well, he got here and he drove the car. He liked the car. No issues with it to him at all. And as we started walking in the house, and I had posted the car basically at my firm rock bottom price. So we walked in the office and he said, "What's the best you can do?" I've got the car priced to bring you here. Unfortunately, you people that are on Facebook that are looking for cars, you're getting the rock bottom price. I mean, that's what brought you here. And so it's very difficult for us to have negotiating room uh, after we've had the great task of getting you uh, weeded out to where you're finally going to come look at the car. So anyway, uh, he made me an offer within $100 of what I wanted for the car, and I just would not take it. So he said, "Well, that's all I've got." And that brings me to a point that you should be aware of if you're in the car business. Uh, and I hate to say this, but buyers are liars. They're never going to disclose all the money they got, even though they'll tell you that's all the money they've got. And it's really irrelevant. To me, that wasn't my concern, whether it was all the money he had or not. I'm the decision maker here, and my decision was I'm not selling the car, whether you've got to borrow the money, whether you don't have the money, or whatever the situation is. I'm firm on my price. So he was within $100, and actually left the dealership. I said, "Hey, I'm sorry. I just can't do that on the car." Now I think I had $800 in the car, and I had decided that it was going to have a gross profit for the dealership of $700. That was the best I was going to do. I just wasn't going to budge anything on the car. I've got plenty of cars. I don't have cars that are in that price range. So I was using the car primarily as a marketing tool anyway. And selling a car was important, but selling my marketing tool was that car was worth more than $100 to me to keep here and have as a marketing tool, because it was the only car I had in that price range. So anyway, he left. Then he called, or he messaged me back, and he come up $100, but he didn't want to pay the state sales tax. He wanted me to pay the state sales tax. No, you're going to have to pay your own sales tax. I pay tax, so you have offered me actually your $100 raise that you think you're paying, you're offering me $50 less than you did before you left, because we had always been talking about plus state sales tax. So your last offer is ridiculous. You've asked me to incur $150 worth of state sales tax, and you've raised your offer $100. So that's not going to work. So frankly, I just wrote him off. Shane was say, "Well, what's your guy going to do?" Who knows? I'm within $100. I know what I'm going to do. I'm done. I'm not giving any more. The car can sit here forever as far as I'm concerned. It's a good marketing tool. I'm not getting rid of it. So lo and behold, about an hour later, the guy shows up. And by the way, I had messaged this gentleman and told him if he didn't have all the money, excuse me, I would hold the title for 30 days, giving him time to come up with the difference in money, which was about, at one time, $200 more than he was offering. So I did offer him a 30-day float, so to speak, on his state sales tax. And so he never even acknowledged that. So anyway, he walked back in the door. Now, I want you to keep in mind, this man, $1,400 was all he had. I was at $1,500 plus sales tax. Well, $1,400 was all he was wanting to pay, claiming that's all he had. Of course, like I said, that was not my issue. My issue is it's going to take $1,500 plus sales tax to get this car. And so anyway, he walked back in and said, well, let's do it. Let's bill it out to me. Okay, bill it out. And so I said, do you need the additional time that I extended you to pay your sales tax? Do you need that addition? No, I'm going to pay it all off today. So, okay, we've come from, all I've got is $1,400 to today I'm about to walk out of here paying $1,642. So buyers are liars. You know, that wasn't all he had. That was all he wanted to give me. And we were just at a standpoint. You know, this is what it's going to take to get the car. If you want the car, if you don't, go find you a car within your budget. And so that was the way we left it. We had a good conversation while we were building the car out. Pretty nice guy, but a tough, to him, he was a tough wheeler dealer, but he wasn't getting that car any cheaper for me. Anyway, here's my point. Here's the what the F, okay? The guy leaves in the car, happy. He's on his way home, which is about an hour's drive for him. When he gets home, I get a message that says, hey, the master cylinder clutch went out on the car. Okay. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. That car, as you know, when you test drove it, it was perfect. But all at once, this master cylinder clutch has gone out on it. And I'm not even really sure what that is, a master cylinder clutch, but whatever. Anyway, I said, I'm sorry. You know, I was not aware of it. You were not aware of it. So then he texted back and said, well, will you repair it? Well, no, I'm not going to repair it. Look, if I was going to give anything, I would have given it to you up front. This was the rock bottom price on that car, as is, no warranties. And so then he messaged me back, asked me if I would at least buy the part. I'm sorry. I told you when you were buying the car that I did not have any room to negotiate. Now, just because you bought it and you paid my rock bottom price for it, what would make you think that I had the room now to go back and warranty a $1,500 car? I can't do that. So my point is, you're going to get asked. I don't care what the selling price is. You let a light bulb go out. I get them when they get, if that light bulb goes out after you sell that car, get ready. You're going to hear from that customer about that light bulb. Now, in the next video that I'm going to do this morning, in a totally separate video, is about the buyer's remorse. I got a message yesterday from one of my favorite YouTubers who has his dealer's license now. I think George has had his license for maybe a couple of years, or at least a year. And so he had his first customer yesterday threaten him with attorneys and lawsuits over a buyer's remorse on a $1,400 car. Well, I didn't have buyer's remorse on my Saturn, although this guy never stopped working you for the least amount. I mean, he would ask you for anything. Take less, do this. It was all about him. He never cared about anything. The price he got for the car, he wanted warranty. He wanted free sales tax. He wanted everything under the sun. Get thick-skinned on your cars. you're going to have to do that. I look forward to seeing you in the next video about George and his buyer's remorse and some of my buyer's remorse cases. Please subscribe to this channel. Tell your friends about it if you find the content interesting.